Okay, yes. It is always a great honor, to have an audience with His Excellency, Mr. President. And I thank him for the privilege. Um, I saw His Excellency, and His Excellency wanted to know what BUA Foods is doing to help support the efforts of the government in reducing the cost of food in Nigeria. Of course, BUA Foods being one of the biggest companies in Nigeria that is active in food production and food processing. And I explained to His Excellency that indeed, food prices are coming down in Nigeria, and we are doing quite a lot, to support that effort. And you will recall that His Excellency granted duty or tariff, waivers last year for certain food items, to be imported into the country. And like rice, for example, brown rice, maize, wheat, sorghum. And at the time, food prices were really very high, as you mentioned, last year. For example, the price of rice was about 100,000 naira or thereabout, per 50 kilo bag. The wheat price was, or rather, flour was about 80,000 naira per bag, and maize was about 60,000 naira per 50 kilo bag, and pasta about 20,000 naira per carton. So what we did was we keyed into that policy, and BUA was able to import, quite a lot of wheat, maize, and rice. And the moment the shipment started coming, we started processing. We crushed, the prices of some of these commodities. And today, I'm happy, to inform that the price of rice is about 60,000 naira from what it was last year of 110,000 naira. Flour is today 55,000 naira per 50 kilo bag. Maize about 30,000 naira. And this happened because of Mr. President's, foresight and vision, by introducing that one-off, duty waiver for a period of 6 months. And with that, we've been able to bring down the prices of these commodities. So what has been happening, and a lot of people probably don't know this, is that Nigerians, a lot of companies in Nigeria usually buy a lot of paddy. That is rice paddy. Rice paddy is what you use to process rice. So the moment the harvest, season starts, a lot of people will now buy a lot of, this paddy and hoard it for a period of 3 to 4 months. The moment the season finishes, then the price will double. So a lot of people don't know that, but that has always been the problem. And that, does not really, in any way affect the farmer, because the farmer is getting his 400,000 to 500,000 naira per ton of paddy. But the people that are buying and hoarding for 3 to 4 months, once the season finishes, it goes back up to 800,000 naira. Hence why we are getting the 110,000 naira per bag. So what that intervention did at the time when we brought in was to, create an issue for those hoarders, because the moment we imported, we were selling, and those hoarders had a lot of paddy, they could not sell, and the price now came down, and it is still down. So a lot of those hoarders are actually crying now and losing money. But for me, I think it is important, because at the end of the day, I do appreciate that, yes, we need to protect our farmers, but at the same time, we also have 250 million Nigerians that are paying a lot more than what they should be paying because of what few companies or individuals are doing. So we have actually, as members of the Rice Millers Association, come together to address that issue, so that going forward, we will not allow anybody to hoard rice within the Rice Millers Association.
What specifically are you doing as the Rice Millers Association?
Yeah, what we are doing as Rice Millers is that we want to ensure that, rice millers are not buying and hoarding paddy. Although, at the end of the day, it's quite difficult, to stop that. But what is happening is that once they know that there is rice availability, imported, that, because like BUA has imported enough rice to last us until the end of the year, for example. So they know that if they try to hoard rice and try to take it up, BUA is there and will crash the price. So I am hopeful that at the end of the day, the price of rice, going forward is not going to go any higher than what it is today. And I'm sure as soon as the season starts, the farmer will get the price they've always gotten. and the price of rice is going to stay the same, because people will be wary of hoarding, because if they hoard, it is going to be a problem for them, because they might lose money. So that is all right. And again, let me use this opportunity to thank His Excellency for his foresight, for his vision, because I actually didn't see that. I didn't know that was going to work. But we keyed in, we imported, and we have supported, and now prices are down. So that is what we did, and will continue to do, to support the efforts of the government to ensure that food prices continue to come down. And I'm sure, prices will come. It is quite interesting that when prices were quite high, 100,000, everybody was shouting. Now that prices are down or are coming down, it's like nobody is coming out to say, look, food prices are coming down. But I'm happy to say that food prices are coming down, and they will continue to come down. That is what BUA Foods is doing to support the efforts of the government in ensuring that food prices are down.